Alright, quick question. Have you ever noticed that little lock icon on your browser when you open some website? And sometimes you don't see it, and the browser basically says, this website might be dangerous. So, what's the difference? Today, we're going to talk about HTTP versus HTTPS and why that S is actually doing a lot of heavy lifting behind the scene. And don't worry, we'll keep it simple and easy to learn. So, today's topic is HTTP versus HTTPS. Most people think the S just means secure, which is technically true, but behind that one letter, there's encryption, authentication, and a lot of cybersecurity magic happening. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about HTTP. So, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and it is a protocol used for communication between a browser and a web server. In simple terms, it's the language your browser uses to talk to the websites. So when you open a website, your browser sends a request to the server saying something like, "Hey, can I get the homepage?" And the server replies with the website data. That's pretty simple. But the problem is HTTP sends everything in plain text, which means everyone on the same network could potentially see the data being transmitted. So if you're sending sensitive information, like your password, that's not great. And the default port for HTTP is port number 80. Since HTTP has no encryption, the data traveling between your browser and the server is basically exposed. Imagine sending a postcard through the mail. Anyone handling the postcard can read the message. So that's basically what HTTP does. So this means the attacker, if they use a tool like Packet Sniffer, they could potentially see things like username, password, credit card details, login session, and these all are the example of man in the middle attack. So what is HTTPS? Now, this is where HTTPS comes. HTTPS is basically HTTP but with security added. The S stands for secure and it uses SSL TLS encryption to protect the data being transmitted. So instead of sending readable data across the message, it sends encrypted data, which means even if someone intercepts it, they just see random scrambles information. Kind of like to read a message written in a language you've never seen before. So you're not accidentally sending your data to a fake server. So what does SSL and TLS provide? SSL and TLS provides three important security features. The first one is encryption. This protects sensitive data information like password or credit card details so attacker can't read it. Second is the authentication. This confirms that the website you're talking to is actually the real website. And the third is data integrity, which ensures that the data isn't modified or tampered with during the transmission. Basically, it prevents someone from sneaking in and changing the message halfway through. Let's say you're sitting in a coffee shop using a public Wi Fi and you open a website using HTTP. So, someone on the same network could potentially capture that traffic and read the data. But if the website uses HTTPS, the information is encrypted. So even if someone captures the packets, all they see is encrypted data that they can't actually understand, which is exactly why modern websites are moving towards HTTPS. So the main takeaway is simple. HTTP sends data in plain text, which makes it vulnerable to interception. So HTTPS encrypts the communication using SSL TLS, making it much more secure. That tiny symbol means your connection is protected. And yes, sometimes one letter really does make a difference. So whenever you're browsing the web, always look for that little lock icon in the browser. If you're interested in cybersecurity, hacking concepts and technical explanations, stick around because there's more coming. Thanks for watching this video. Please do drop a like and subscribe this channel. Bye bye.